Are you ready to do the intro?
Yeah.
For me, like, I can't relax until we do
see
that. I'm like clutching the couch.
Wow, you really
I don't know
are.
why. I feel like if we, you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's because I feel like sometimes when they edit the pod now recently, they start with our intro. So I'm like, I don't want to say anything funny or interesting until we've gotten that out of the way because I don't want it to get cut.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hanna Gerlander.
And I'm Nora Fried.
And you're listening to
High Heels and Punchlines.
See, now.
Oh my God.
Wow. Now I'm good.
Thank
Episode
the Lord.
9.
Episode 9.
Turtle and the Hare.
Turtle and the Hare.
Did you like it?
Yes, because it was so applicable to my weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just got back from a wedding.
And this was the wedding episode. And all the questions are wedding oriented. Too.
Yes. And I literally felt like the witches of Eastville.
How was your wedding?
My wedding was great.
How was your wedding? How was your
great.
marriage?
My marriage is great.
Who got married?
My cousin.
And where was it? DC, right?
It was in DC.
It
was
feels
great.
like a nice place for a wedding.
It was great.
Was it beautiful?
So I'm like really bad at logistics when it comes to like planning ahead, like looking at an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked the day of and I realized it was where I had my prom. So it was like, whoa, we're back.
That really, though, feels like okay, no shade to the wedding people.
Yeah.
That feels like a bummer.
Was that weird that I was telling everyone then?
I think I'd be bummed to know that like my wedding hall is also like a prom hall. But
really? Oh my God. I was going around being like, this is where I had my prom.
Okay. Well,
and everyone was like, oh.
Maybe I'm just judgy.
Yeah.
Just like imagine.
I think it's a nice prom.
Okay, that's nice.
We had a good time.
My prom was like signs at our high school. I think that's why I'm like, it was at the gym.
I'm
sometimes.
a city lady, so we had a small prom.
Okay. What do you mean you had a small prom? How many people were in your high school?
There were 60 people in my graduating class. And of the 60 people, there were only 16 girls.
Nora.
It was so weird.
You were a graduating class of 60?
60 and 16 women. So finding, and I did something so shady. I didn't take a date in my class. I took someone from outside school and it caused such drama.
I did that every year. I went to prom every year.
but there were there's like an overload of men. And I was
so
like,
it was like a big deal when you were like, I'm not picking from this pot.
I was like, I don't want any of this.
Also, like if you only have, so how many men is that? What's the math?
I don't know.
Well, okay, 60 take away 20 would be 40.
The math.
16.
It's like a lot.
38 men.
It was crazy.
That's totally incorrect.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot of guys, but if those are the guys you've been with since kindergarten, right?
No, we were together since 8th grade because I moved from New York.
Those are not guys you want.
That's
too long of a period to know that specific group of guys. Like my high school was huge. I think my graduating class had like 500 in it.
Yeah.
So I brought guys from other grades, but like that was no big deal because everybody was. I can't believe I would have never in a million years guessed from who you are as a person that you came from a graduating class of 60. You like scream like easy A high school.
Really?
Like that's like a big high school and you were like a big personality and it was like so classic movie high school.
I mean, that's why I went to a big college though.
Okay. I went to a small college.
There we go.
I went to a small college.
She went to a small college. That's why I went to UMass. Well, part of the reason. I also got in-state there. Okay. But it was like,
wow, that's nice.
Everyone in DC gets in-state, or they did at the time. They get in-state at every state school because it wasn't a state, or it still isn't a state.
I hope that wasn't true for Connecticut. Anywhere at any school, because then I would feel stupid for the debt I'm in for PACE.
No, because DC isn't a state. So we got state.
No, what I'm saying, I hope there's nothing that was true to Connecticut. Oh, like I hope there's no world where like I could have gotten something,
right?
And just like
I think it was just
knowing
DC. It was
about
a special
college.
little thing. Yeah, and UMass is really cheap.
That's amazing.
But yeah, UMass.
So you got your high school quote unquote experience in college.
At UMass says fly on the wall.
Just
I was a scary fly,
but nonetheless, she was a fly.
I made an impression, but it wasn't as big as other impressions that were being made.
I really can't believe this high school thing. Isn't
that crazy?
This might be not interesting for me to keep talking about, but I just like
no. It was really crazy.
Pod,
I felt like I was in a flashback, but then I was with my whole family.
Mm-hmm. That's like a nightmare prom.
What's a nightmare
Is that
prom?
your whole family shows up?
It's really
and there's
crazy.
An open bar. You have a little lipstick on your teeth.
No, where is it?
I'm showing
This happened at the prom too. I mean, at the wedding. And I had my cousin kept wiping my teeth.
But you know what?
Will you wipe them?
It really depends. It really depends, like what you do with the space.
Is it gone?
Yeah.
See, it's not even lipstick. It's tinted lip balm. So it
More
shouldn't
brand.
even do that. CoverGirl.
Okay. That was kind of chilling. Okay.
I wore it for Lori.
6:16. We need to talk about the episode.
Sorry.
Today's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode.
Okay.
Let me give
I have some
highlights.
questions, but do the highlights of the
episode
wedding.
9,
okay.
the turtle and the hare.
Okay.
The highlights. The girls attend Brooke's quote unquote $100,000 wedding. Miranda introduces the girls to her new toy. And Samantha keeps in touch with the men from the wedding. And Carrie has 2 big questions for this episode. Is it better to marry someone who loves you more than you love them? And could I date a man who didn't want to get married?
Yeah. What table are you put at weddings?
Okay, this is going to sound like a brag, but it's not. I've never been to a wedding where I'm not a bridesmaid.
Okay.
So I'm at the head table with the bridesmaids.
Okay.
So that I was watching this and I was like, and now I'm with Wolf, so I'll always be seated with him wherever he gets seated. Okay. But I'm like, I've never going to have that singles table experience.
Because they were like, there's 2 singles tables. I wish there was a singles table.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been fun.
In situation. I was put at a singles table for my friend Charlie's wedding and it was really fun. It got rowdy.
Hers were just like,
but that was random. But like for a lot of the weddings I've been at, I get put at the table with people that have trouble making conversation because I can like talk to a wall. So they put me in to like kind of talk to people and like stir the pot.
I would really
and
hate
it sucks.
Because you know what I think is a misunderstanding people have
about us?
I could talk, because I don't know if you feel this way too.
It's painful.
I like to sit in quiet. Like I love at a function, just sitting at the table, everyone's having a drink or eating or they're dancing. Yeah. And I'm just watching the wedding unfold. And at my brother's wedding, I had to like mingle and go table to table. And it was like, I know that I can talk to anyone and I am really chatty and I am really personable, but like that, don't assume I want to use that. Right. Like my brother's wife kept saying like, okay, like I'm going to pair you up with him to walk down the aisle. Cause like, he's really awkward and like, you'll get him out of his shell. And I was like, now I don't want him. He can stay in his shell for all I care. Like my brother's getting married. Yeah. Like, I'm not here to get some man out of his shell. Yeah. And I hate whenever I'm sitting in my quietness, people always assume something's wrong because they think,
I have thought that.
And I'm like, no, I'm enjoying this moment. I love being quiet in like a large setting. Like I sleep my best when I'm on like the second floor and everyone is downstairs awake on the first floor. Like that to me is like relaxing.
So this is the crazy thing that happened at the wedding that I was at. And this is, again, we're segueing off of Sex and the City. Shocking. Okay. So the wedding was it was like a mansion. And the second floor was like where everyone was dancing and partying and stuff. And I was just like, I had been just feeling kind of tired and like wanted to chill. So I went to the first floor where there was a couch near like the coats. And I found some people, like there were some of my cousin's friends and my cousins and like some of my uncles, and we were just like chilling. And then all of a sudden, like an hour later, people come like stomping down, like Sweet Caroline's playing. And they're like, Nora, oh my God, did you look at your phone? Look at your phone. I was like, what? I have all these calls and messages and people are like, we thought that you left. We heard there was a rumor that you left with 4 gay men to a gay bar. I was like, what?
So not only are people saying that you've left.
It's like such a specific rumor.
Were you hanging out with gay men? Like who said that?
So my aunt, who like loves to party with gay men, made up in, I think, this like alternate reality that I had like met a group of gay men.
She was like, one thing I know about Nora,
like,
she's gonna find those gay men.
And like had left the wedding
and
early.
You were just
and
to party with gay men.
And I had all these texts like, you bailed to go to the gay club? And I was just like, what are you guys talking about? I'm here.
I'm downstairs.
It's like being so normal.
Also, like, that isn't such an insane accusation.
It's such a breach of reality.
Like, not only like, oh, Nora's missing. Like, no, she's not. She left early with those gay guys who stormed the wedding earlier.
One gay guy at the wedding.
And was he there?
No, I talked to him for like a couple minutes.
If he was missing, they would have been like, we know where he is.
It was crazy.
That's insane.
So yeah, that was something I was going to ask because the table placement was crazy.
In this or in your wedding?
Well, both. But yeah. I mean, at the wedding, I was actually in a good spot. I was with some of my core cousins, which was we were fun. We were getting rowdy.
It's honestly, it's not fun being at the bridesmaid table.
Yeah.
Because then like the whole speech and dance portion, you're also like on display.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a wedding where I was in my really heavy drinking days.
Mm-hmm.
There's like alarming videos of me at the table while the bride and groom are having their first dance, and I am like signaling to this guy in the back who I ended up having sex with that night in his car. Like I was like, you and me, and I'm like at the table, and it's like that's in the background of their video of their first dance, and it's like that I shouldn't have been at that front table.
Yeah,
and when I get married, bridesmaids, good luck at your own tables. There's not being some big special table for you to sit up front with me. You didn't just get married. You're not sitting at the front.
I can't sit near you.
You can sit at your table that'll be close to me and I'll do my round.
Me just like assuming I'm going to be a bridesmaid. I'm just like, can I sit near you?
At this moment, you're obviously going to be a bridesmaid.
I better not fuck it up.
Just don't fuck it up. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, because Wolf and I always start like getting serious. And I don't think we're gonna get engaged anytime soon, but everyone else thinks we are. But I was like, who would be my bridal party like right now? And it's hard in your 20s because this is probably when I have like the most amount of friends I'll ever have. Like I feel like later in life, like when I have like. Okay, I guess I probably will get married before I have kids. Oh my God, it's almost 6:30. Okay, wait. I'll ask you this question.
I was talking to my cousins about our podcast, and we were talking about Sex and the City rewatch podcast, and my cousin was like, yeah, they like talk about Sex and the City for like 2 minutes every episode.
We're going to show them out. We're going to do it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, watch us.
Could you date a man who didn't want to get married?
I wrote the same thing, Hanna.
Could you? We don't have time.
Sorry. It's going to be a wash.
If we want this episode to be anything like similar to the others, like we've got to tighten this up. I can't believe I told any story about fucking that guy in his car.
I didn't realize it was in the car. Sorry. Yes.
You could.
No.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know.
I couldn't.
Right now, today, yes. Yesterday, no. Literally. Tomorrow, no.
No.
Today, I was like, fuck it.
Anything.
Let's just fucking kill me today.
Do you know that you
Yesterday, though, on the way home from the wedding, I was like looking at Pinterest, like,
you're planning the wedding.
I guess I'll do like a green theme.
Nothing makes you realize how you'll do your wedding more than like attending someone else's.
Yeah.
I spent most of my brothers like, that'll never be at my wedding.
I was like, okay, I want to have this type of vegetable as a side dish, but like not like too many, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. That is a really important detail for the bride to iron out.
Yeah. I also was thinking like the outfits that they wear at the wedding. I literally wore that outfit.
You did.
I wore a black outfit. You saw that. I wore all black with red lipstick. And did you smoke a
cigarette?
I was, okay. This is another moment. Sorry, we're just going to talk about the wedding the whole time. So I kept having lipstick on my teeth the whole wedding. So I like was fitting the like NYC lady like look the whole time. My cousins kept being like, Nora. I was like, okay. The other thing that kept happening was I kept being introduced as it was like someone taking a knife. It was like, this is Nora. She is our Brooklyn amateur comedian cousin.
Oh my God.
It was like a knife. Like,
actually like,
and they're like, who are you with? She's alone. And then I was like, and then like my other cousin was next to me, and he like works in commercial real estate, and he's there with his like drop dead gorgeous girlfriend who like I love and I'm very close with. And I'm just like, how are you doing? And he's like, everything's good. My job is like, he's like making like 200K. Like, I'm just like,
you're like, tell us more.
Like, it was just like, and then they look at me and they're like, tell us a joke.
No, like, I was just going to say like, I hate, like, don't tell people I'm a comedian because I can't, because then they're going to ask you for a joke and I'm going to be like, no, because if I do it,
and then it's like,
what? Laugh.
It's like, then what are you doing? It's like people's taxes.
It's like, don't open this up. Don't open up this can of worms.
It's really like a knife.
Amateur comedian. What's that?
I don't know. It's really weird. And then this one guy, I guess I am. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but like, that's for you to say.
Then they're like, where do you perform? I'm like, easy lover, secret poor. Like,
are you familiar with the bars in Brooklyn?
Have you been to Heart Bar? Like,
I go up there. I basically have a residency at Heart Bar.
It's like, no, but what was the other thing? Yeah, another guy was like, I'm gonna find you later and I'm gonna run some jokes by you. And I was like,
no, yeah.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to find me. I'm going to be with the gay men at the bar.
At the gay bar.
That's why I left early.
The gay men.
There was not one time I went on a date with a guy who then I told him I was a comedian. And then he was like, oh, I was going to try stand up. What do you think of this? And I was like, and I feel this way even about the most talented stand-ups. Like, please. And anyone who's hearing this that's a comedian, this goes for you. Like, please do not run your stuff by me. And I know I've told you this as well. I am too uncomfortable in that situation to even be thinking about it.
I've done that so many times.
You've done it so many times. I worked at this deli with this guy who was also a stand-up, and our whole shift to be running it by me.
Not the deli.
The thing is, I'm too uncomfortable with the pressure that I'm not even listening. I like get.
You were listening to my story at Target.
That time, that time that you called me and we weren't face to face, and that time we were in the car and I didn't have to be face to face. But if someone's like just performing it for me, for my opinion, Wolf, my boyfriend, does it all the time, and I'm like, please, I don't know. And most times I'll be like, he'll do like a 10-minute thing, and I'm like, I didn't hear it. You have to ask someone else, or just go to an open mic right now down the street. Like, please don't
get out of here.
Please don't run your stuff by me. People don't understand the discomfort it gives me.
Do you know what I loved? This is off topic. I loved all of Charlotte's interventions.
This is actually on topic.
That is on topic.
This is actually one of the only things that's been on topic.
I wrote that down. I was like, I was noting all of her little interventions. I loved the anal cab ride. I loved the vibrator intervention. She's really supported
by these girls.
Yeah.
I feel like I had what she had in college. This is really nice. You just tell people what's going on, and they just show up.
Everyone's like, oh, let me help you.
So Charlotte's storyline this episode is pretty much that Miranda convinces her to get a vibrator, and then she's worried that she loves the vibrator more than she'll ever love sex with a man. And then she keeps canceling plans to masturbate to the point where Miranda and Carrie have to come over and take the vibrator from her. And I was a little shocked. Not only is she masturbating all the time, there's like Doritos on her nightstand.
I saw the Doritos.
There's like soda cans. I was like,
it's really crazy.
I was like, so not only is she masturbating, she's like, I would never picture Charlotte eating Doritos and a Pepsi. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to know masturbation, Charlotte, honestly.
I kind of do, but yeah.
What would you do if your friends came over to take away your vibrator?
I'd be really mad at you.
Fine, pay me for it. Pay me double now.
Yeah.
For also.
I'd be like, come on, get out.
Helping me.
Yeah.
Not
I'd take away the key that
I will say, I don't think I've ever canceled on someone to stay home and masturbate.
I've left places and told them vocally that I'm going to go home and do that instead.
I've never done that. I've maybe done it when I got there.
I left a bar line once in the cold in February. And I was like, you guys, this sucks.
Then there's something better at home.
Actually, my friend Owen always says that's like one of the first times he met me. He's like, one of the first times I fell in love with you was when we were sitting in line and you were like, yeah, this blows. I'm going to go home, masturbate instead.
And then it probably ruined their night. They're like standing in the cold.
They were standing in there and he was like, and then the whole time I was just thinking like, damn, I wish I was doing
like
that.
Nora's having such a better night right now. No, I don't think I've ever done that. Wait, I want to know if you've ever done what Charlotte did for a minute where she was like, I have to stop using a vibrator because I'm not going to enjoy
I
sex
had that
with a
exact
man.
conversation at a yoga studio. Every episode, I realize I'm Charlotte.
But have you done that before?
No, it doesn't stop me, but it's something I think about a lot.
Because like I'll take big vibrator breaks for a guy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like...
Does my hair look crazy?
No.
So I haven't looked at it in the mirror, but I'm just like fixing it.
No.
Okay.
Well, I can't really see all of it, but from what I see, no, you're good.
Yeah, I haven't taken like active. If we're really gonna get into it, it doesn't affect anything, is what I'm saying.
For me, it does.
For me, it doesn't. It's just two different lands, and I can participate in each land.
For me, it's very much the same land and two different rulers. And one of the kings, the vibrator, is one king, is so good at his job and never asks for anything in return and always has maximum power that I have to dethrone him to fully enjoy my human king.
Both kings rule me when they need to.
Nice. That rock. I do not have that experience. Okay, let's see what I wrote. Oh, favorite quote for the beginning. The wedding had investment bankers and the women who hate them.
You know who wants to get married? Men who miss their mommies.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I really disagree with that.
I love that. Was
Samantha calling out Charlotte though they're at the deli, whatever, talking about what Carrie's learned about Big, about how he doesn't ever want to get married again. Oh yeah, that's what we learned this episode, right?
Yes.
Did I even write that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And Charlotte says like, you have to believe or whatever. And she was like, that'd be cute when you were 25, but you're 32. Like you got to get it together. I was like,
this was such a moment of like, oh my God, I'm in my Sex and the City era.
Yeah.
This was huge for me.
Especially this episode.
I know. I was coming home
right now.
I know. I was literally like coming. Sorry, I just had like a Minnesota accent. And I was like, I know.
I
was coming home from the wedding and like literally, and literally I'm 31 or I'm about to be 32. Oh my God, Hanna. 32.
When's your birthday? Is it April?
It's like tomorrow.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Your birthday's tomorrow?
No, it's April 17th.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. I have a flaw where I don't really remember people's birthdays. And people love to be like, I know your birthday. And I'm like, you don't have to. You don't have to.
I have it here in my calendar.
So that would have given me, don't put it in your calendar. I'll put yours in mine now because I can't look like a fool. It'd be mortifying if your birthday's tomorrow and I didn't mention it.
I just meant metaphorically.
And I probably would have like texted you something in the morning about the podcast.
I don't want to do
saying happy birthday.
I actually don't want to do anything for my birthday except for watch Real Housewives. And I want everyone to dress up as their favorite housewife if they want to.
Sounds a little bit like something. Sounds like a little bit of an event.
Okay. Just get your costume a month in advance if you need to.
I'll start thinking about it.
But just like, if, just the core 25
just
people.
The core 30. If they could make an appearance in their best dress, please come to impress.
Best dressed.
I think I
from
keep
season 3 of Real Housewives of New York only.
Okay. So in this episode, we meet the turtle, which is this guy who has a lot of money, but has bad breath and isn't attractive and is like hitting on every woman at the wedding.
Can I say something about this? Or
Sure.
do you want to keep going?
Well, I was going to say something, but you could say something first.
You go first.
I have an unpopular opinion. As the episode goes on, Samantha has like an insecure moment and has dinner with him and then is really honest with him about like why he's single and then kind of does like a fixer-upper moment. And I kind of liked them together. When I saw them with the glasses, they looked good together when he was all dressed up. And I don't know, I felt like even when he was talking about the mushrooms, I was like, why was that so upsetting to her? I was like, I don't know. I feel like Samantha wants someone that's going to satisfy her and be obsessed with her, but also someone she can kind of like run the show with a little bit. I liked him for her. I was sad that him knowing different types of mushrooms was his downfall for her.
She loves to fix men, and we see this is foreshadowing to Smith. So just putting
this
that
could
out
have been
there.
this could have been an ugly Smith.
Really ugly
An
Smith.
age appropriate Smith though.
I also the fixing thing I find so interesting about Samantha. Just like how she does like to fix people.
Because it doesn't really match with her like...
It's more Charlotte.
Yeah, but Charlotte then is surprisingly the one who's like always trying things for men that like and stepping outside of her box. And it really feels like it would be reversed.
So I did so this is my one Samantha moment that's ever happened. I told someone that they smelled bad once, like Samantha did at the bar. I said... I was out with my cousin, actually, and a bunch of his friends. He was on a baseball team in college. Now they're obviously out of college. They're not on the baseball team. I won't go into what college, what team, or anything. One of his friends was a little stinky at the bar. He kept putting his arm around people. Specifically, when he put his arm around me, I'm really sensitive to smell. And it was like, awful. And then he put his arm around my cousin too. And it was like every time I went to hug my cousin stank. And I was like, this is awful. And so finally I was outside the bar and I was like wasted. And I was just like, you are too cute to be smelling like that.
What'd he say?
And he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, it was so mean. It would have been better
if he got pissed.
It was so mean, but it was honestly,
so earnest.
He was like, I know, I smell like shit.
He knows? Why does he know?
And like apparently no one talked to him really about it. And his friends
literally Turtle.
And like no one was saying anything. So it was like kind of a good moment that
he needed to hear it.
Yeah. And after I said sorry to my cousin because I was like wasted. So I shouldn't have said that. It was like rude. But he was like, honestly, Nora, like someone had to say something to him eventually. And we're like really glad that you said something. So I was kind of like, okay.
You kind of like did everyone a solid that night.
Yeah.
As most importantly him.
We were like literally calling him stinky all night. He smelled so bad. It was honestly atrocious.
I really can't.
And he had all the resources to make the decision to make it different.
Yeah. You know about the night I was out with someone who smelled really bad and it ruined my whole evening because they had no spatial awareness and smelled bad. It was...
And you know about my night where someone smelled bad and they had no spatial awareness. It ruined my night.
It's night ruining.
It's night ruining.
It's night ruining to bring your stink out.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Yeah.
What, like, if you ever... I promise, Hanna, I swear on my entire life, if you ever smell bad, I'll tell you.
Thank you.
And will you do the same for me?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
You were like, what the hell is this? Where's my promise?
It's like, promise me that.
Also, like in this day and age, we couldn't have more products.
You can have anything.
If you're a little stinky from the gym, you have some BO, you didn't get it. It's 3 days, no shower, but you're still going to that party. Like it's whatever. We've all been there, but.
What were the Chinese herbs that
he's taking to live longer?
I want more information about that. Stinky life.
A single life. A lonely life, she said.
I love Samantha's room every time we like flash
I wrote
her
that.
room.
I was like, her room is so sexy.
She just has like a little sex dungeon.
I also wanted to say, so in this episode, another thing that happens is that Carrie learns, we learn that Stanford's grandma gives all of her grandchildren their inheritance once they get married. So Stanford is like kind of joking around and then turns serious about him and Carrie getting married so he can get his inheritance. First thing I wanted to say is it's really unsettling that I've had that conversation with like every gay man in my life, like at least once, but definitely more than once. But he tells her this and says that his grandma like doesn't acknowledge that people are gay. And boy, oh boy, does Carrie deserve an Olympic medal for how she made Stanford's homophobic grandma about how Big doesn't want to get married.
Yeah, I was like, that was insane.
I was like,
he was like, oh, like, yeah, my grandma's really homophobic. She's like, and Big doesn't want to get married.
She's like, what could be worse? And he was like, I just told you.
It's like, that was so rude.
I was like, I know that like you all watch it and Carrie's like sometimes the villain and she's selfish and whatever, but like if I just told you about a family member not accepting me for who I am and like this struggle, and you were like, well, I went on this date and it went bad, I really don't know if I could even hold back my gut reaction being like, Nora, please, like, could we just finish my part of the combo and then we'll talk about the man. Like I don't know how Stanford I know that he's a written character, but like no one had any notes.
They really did him dirty. And even when I don't want to give away stuff if people are because I know I've talked to some people who are watching for the first time. So I don't want to give away spoiler. I know it's really, we have so much on our plate for the 3 people who told me that they're watching for the first time.
And I know 2. So that's what?
That's 5. That math 5. We can do. We can't do my high school math, but we can do that. It's a 16.
I'm trying to do it again.
I don't know.
You know what's the most shocking thing about Stanford?
What?
And the real world?
Yeah.
And I just I'm no shade, but I'm referencing all of my gay male friends. I've never had a gay male friend be able to like hold back their opinion or reaction to something. So I don't know how Stanford is having all these like calm, collected conversations with Carrie.
Why is he always wearing a suit?
Do you think what I said was homophobic? Like, was that bad to just say?
Sorry, did I just carry you?
No, like really turning it to the suit. I was like, yeah, maybe I was taking us down a slippery slope. I'm not trying to gay bash.
I think there's a lot of opinionated people in the world, and Stanford's not one of them.
Anthony is, or what's his name? Anthony, right?
Anthony's very opinionated,
and we'll get to that.
So yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I see you have a point.
And you see that Stanford's in a suit.
I also, on a side note, see that he's at a suit at a gay club in a church. And
the Church of Disco.
And the Church of
As
Disco.
They called it.
And he had mentioned that he was candle shopping earlier that day. So I'm like, you weren't even at work.
Yeah.
You were just in the suit. I think what I'm saying is like, he's kind of seems like someone who's a little bit of a pushover, a little uptight, a little bit of a bummer.
His grandma his grandma and her multiple Chanel suits and like very buttoned up, and
she was
has
giving Bunny McDougal. I was like,
she was.
Who is this?
I kind of did a double take when I was watching.
I was like, Bunny? I thought she comes in later.
They must have repeated the wardrobe.
Yeah,
I know. You know that scene where Bunny's in that light pink suit, and she's like, "Don't push me out" to Charlotte.
Yeah,
I love when. Never mind. Now, for the 5 of you that are watching for the first time,
we don't want to give it away.
I won't tell you anymore.
Yeah, we don't want to give it away.
Okay, we're doing good on time.
I feel great.
What was I gonna say? Who do I got here? Oh, what did you think about Stanford's grandma when Stanford steps away?
He's a fruit.
He's a fruit. you know he is a fruit, right, dear?
You know he's a fruit, right, dear?
Like, I know that's like offensive, but I feel like that's also the best way she could have put it. They like nailed the way that like that generation is phrasing what's happening.
Yeah.
He's a fruit. No more, can't say more, can't say less.
Yeah. It's just, I feel weird. And it was kind of funny how Carrie was like, oh, well, the only inheritance he's going to be getting is her Chanel blazers or something.
Yeah.
Whatever she said.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. But like, he doesn't want that. He's not going to fit in that.
Well, he could sell them.
You're right.
How much are those?
I don't know.
Yeah.
How much do you think? I actually feel like I can't actually fathom or figure out how much clothing would cost past what I know. Yeah. You know, like if someone told me they bought like a blazer that was like $5,000, that would be like, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
How much what's the highest you would pay for a blazer?
Like 170. If it was like something I'd wear every single day to work. If I had to, in my like deep sales days of doing like home visits, when I had to like tour like fancy houses and be like, you should redo your floors. Sure, 170.
Yeah, that's only an $2 expensive. You should redo your
floors.
I'm
or
trying
you
to
should
think.
knock down this wall. But I
only
but
really
now,
drop money on
now
shoes.
work from home doing people's taxes. No.
170 blazer.
Yeah, no, I'm
that
not
would only be
buying
worn to
that.
like company happy hours
Amateur
or like
amateur comedian
to your
170
shows?
blazer.
Do you ever feel weird
No.
like really dressing up for stand-up shows?
I used to a lot, and then now I like show up. One time I've showed up shirtless in the summer. Like I just don't eat.
Like in a bra.
Like in a bra.
Okay. Like a bra and high-waisted jeans. Like
No, like in a bra and biker shorts.
okay.
And it looked like
shirtless paints a very different picture.
Oh, sorry. No, I just meant like sweaty and like it just wasn't. It was like
when I say
borderline
shirtless,
not
I think
cute.
like nipples are
No.
out.
I was in a sports bra, but it wasn't like in a cute way. It was just kind of like, all right, are you gonna go to the gym or are you gonna do stand up?
But like, I feel like some people like really dress up, and sometimes I want to be that person. But I'm like, I can't make that the standard.
Yeah.
I can't make that the
Because once you dress
expectation.
up once and someone takes one picture of you and you're dressed up,
Mhm.
although I looked awful last week. Someone took pictures of me last week.
Where? What
Oh my
show?
God,
The
my
flop saw show?
hair. Oh my God, what was I doing? I looked like Pippi Longstocking. Like,
Are we talking about
mixed
the
with,
same
like,
show?
Mixed with like a Lululemon, mixed with like a thrift store weirdo.
That paints a really interesting.
Like a
I don't know
like
if
a
Lululemon
frizzy-
fits in with Pippi and the
frizzy
thrift
weirdo.
store. Frizzy what?
Frizzy weirdo.
I don't. Are we talking about when you were at Flop Sauce?
Yeah, I looked
No,
awful.
you didn't. I know those pictures.
No,
You
I
look
just
great.
because I had done so many layers because I was biking, and then I got there and I was like trying to like last
I
minute.
feel like
do
biking for you
stuff.
is a double-edged sword.
I know it. I look like garbage.
Like you really look forward to biking, but that
I know, and then
limits
I get
clothing.
there, and then I get there and I look like a creepy weirdo.
I've never thought you looked like a creepy weirdo or like Pippi Longstocking. But like it has to be hard if like it's like when I come to anything from nannying, I'm like, I have to pack an outfit because the only thing I wear to nannying is like comfortable clothing. I'm not wearing a look to nannying.
Yeah,
But then there's nothing worse than you have to pack an outfit.
yeah.
Wait, let's get back to the episode because we're almost done.
Okay,
But what do you think about Big saying this to Carrie?
I hate him.
I feel like he knows Carrie is so into him, like to drop it like it's nothing. I feel like he must know that she like to not have a conversation with her. I think is really rude. Like I feel like it should have been discussed if they've been dating for a minute now. And
Months. He's the worst.
He is.
Also, I'm so confused. This is kind of off topic. Sorry, I'm always going to bring us back off topic.
We're probably like 7 minutes left.
Okay. But like, are we supposed to have money right now? Because Big has a lot of money.
Oh, I thought you meant you and me.
No, no, I do mean you and me. Because if I'm Carrie's age, well, Carrie doesn't have money. We know that. But
Yes.
she has all the shoes, right? But she's 32. But Big's apartment is really fancy. How old is Big?
Big is absolutely like 38, almost 40.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Because like
He's older.
I'm so confused about like where we're supposed to be at. If I'm in my Sex and the City era, am I supposed to be dating Big because Big is in a really, really fancy apartment?
You think you need to, well,
And he has a driver.
I mean, yeah, but that's just because he has like, and as we'll learn,
And
like,
what is his job?
comes from money and has money currently.
Okay.
Which, and I think the driver is just so we can get those car window scenes. I think in a modern day world, like who has a driver? Like either you're wealthy enough to call an Uber everywhere you go, but I think that's just like tipping off like the time.
I don't know. The guy I was seeing recently was sending me home in cars.
With his driver? No, in
with
an Uber.
Ubers.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so that's what I just
I
said.
mean, it's
I
basically
said,
his driver.
Well, today is, I literally just said, wealthy people today call Ubers everywhere they go. And you're like,
Is that
not my
Big?
guy.
Is that
And
my Big?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
if we're talking about the same guy,
Yeah.
if he wasn't so like available, he would have been your Big.
Yeah.
But
100%.
Big is beyond unavailable.
Yeah, he's like,
Big has no right.
He's like, what's your name again?
He really, if I am someone dating someone and now we're dating seriously, I mean, I feel like I've talked on first dates with people, like if they want to get married and have kids one day. I'm not saying have
not
it with
even
me,
get into that.
but I'm like, how is he not mentioned this if it's something that is so important to him?
Father your children.
You can't like drop an inside joke to me on the pod. Sorry. This episode feels like a glitch in the season.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Wait, I'm going
to bring it back.
I'm not going to spoil anything. So just know
bring
that.
It back.
Before I say this, I want you to know I'm obviously not going to spoil anything.
Don't you dare.
I'm not, which is why I'm just saying it so you don't interrupt me and say, don't you dare. You guys should just know that we are very excited about what we're going to do right after this pod, which you will eventually know. But I think we might just not be in a headspace between our personal day we had, and now what's coming afterwards. It's hard to squeeze a focused Sex and the City episode in between.
I went on a date recently and it was a first date and the guy told me he wanted to father all of my children. That was the inside joke. And I think this pod is going very well.
But do you think he wants to, do you think he was saying that though is like, hey, just so you know, I want to get married and have kids one day? Or do you think he was saying
literally
it
said
as
to
like,
me,
I
hope this doesn't come off weird. Can I just say to you, I feel like I just want to father all of your children and impregnate you.
But do you think it was coming from like, I'm so into you and horny? Or do you think it was like, hey, Nora, I want to get married and have kids one day?
I don't know. Should we ask him? I don't know.
Call him up.
We've been
call him up and let's get to
it's been very weird. But it kind of like made sense. And I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of like an intense thing to say. And he's like, I don't know, you just give me this vibe where like, I really feel like, it's like, what?
It's like, if it works out, that's like the sweetest thing. If it doesn't work out, it's really like, why would you say that?
At the time, it made sense.
Yeah.
But I was now that I'm saying it right now
on our first date, it made sense.
It was like 2 hours in, so we were talking. It was like chill.
Things were getting serious.
Yeah,
I'm being serious.
I did say to him, I was like, I have an IUD. You can't just go running around town.
We have stuff to do before.
Yeah,
you can like, father these children.
He's like, oh no, I'm not trying to have kids. I'm just like saying you're the type of person that I'd want to like impregnate. I was like, okay,
that's pretty nice overall.
Yeah.
That's not bad feedback.
Then he sees me outside like smoking a cig.
I feel like Carrie's learning that like Big will get married once, but like he's met her and he won't do it again. This guy's met you for 2 hours and he's like, yeah, this can be the mother of my kids.
It was nice. So
I would let you mother my kids.
Thanks. I've said I don't want to have kids. And if I do, I'm going to throw them off to you.
Because I'll be running a military camp.
Because you're going to run a military camp and I'm going to be too lax with my kids.
I run a pretty tight ship.
I'm going to be way too chill with my kids to the point where they're going to become crackheads. I'm going to be like, they're going to be like, Mom, look, I got a new knife set outside. I'm going to be like, yo, let's fucking look at it.
My kids might be... Let's go look at it.
Let's go chop some fucking vegetables together.
I feel like my kids, I'm worried that I'll be like a little too strict because I feel like sometimes when I nanny, I'm strict, but I'm also like, make your own mistakes. And I'm like, I don't know.
Chop your own hand off.
Yeah. Like when they don't get their homework done, like there's like, you lose something because like it was your responsibility. But like, if you want to waste your whole afternoon not doing your homework and lose video and do your homework before bed, like, that's not my problem. I don't feel bad. Like, you've known the consequences all along.
I'm like, let's find a way for you to cheat tomorrow and let's watch movies.
I'm like, firm but fair.
I'm like, let's find a scam.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's like, I'm like, let's hang. We'll find a scam for you.
What do you mean find a scam? What's a scam?
Find a scam for the child.
What's a scam for the child?
We'll find a way for this child to cheat on their test
tomorrow. Cheat on their test. Okay.
Sorry.
I was like, you want to become like a scam caller? Wow. It's 6:55. 7:55. Sorry, you guys got to fix your clock.
Daylight savings. I actually loved this episode, I have to say.
It was fun. It was something.
Hanna,
I did not like it.
No, I was about to say, I love you.
I love you too.
No, I'm just saying, like, I sometimes I'm like, I have these moments where we do this and I'm like, I love you.
I'm having a moment right now where I'm like,
you're like, I hate you.
No. I would just kill, like, no shade here at my friend's basement, but like, oh my God, I would kill to just not have a clock or a person. So we could have just taken the time we needed before our big night tonight, our big surprise that happens next.
I feel like I kind of got everything I needed to out of my system in a weird recorded way.
Like, but you know what? I wonder if we had no time constraint, like, would these be 4-hour episodes? like if there was no clock, you know?
I honestly forget that we're recording all the time. So
really?
Yeah.
I'm sitting in a way that I don't want to sit in, which keeps me very aware that I'm doing it for the recording.
How would you sit if you wanted to sit in a good way?
I'll show you right afterwards, but I'll try to show you with the mic still there. See what I'm even saying? I'd probably sit back here because my lower back hurts.
Okay. Well, I broke my foot. So
does this look really weird?
Huh?
Or does it look cool?
No, you look cool.
Anyway,
all right, on that note, I love you, Hanna.
I love you, Nora. Shout out to My Friend's Basement where we record our podcast. Shout out to Sean Curley, who's our intro and outro music. And if you liked this episode, but not just this episode, all episodes, please leave a like, leave a rating, leave a review if it's something good to say or funny. And yeah, share this. If you liked this episode, send it to a friend, spread the good word. And if you want more, subscribe to our Patreon because we would love for someone to do that. All right. Love you. Bye.